Michael here, and in this video journal I'll be preparing the ambrosia maple bodies and necks for the spray room. I'll mask off the fingerboards and the frets and put the little plastic pieces in the body to protect them from finish overspray, put them on their hangers and get them ready to take out to the spray room. Keep watching. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and sand the bodies down to about 320. Make sure I've got all the previous scratches and everything else. Well, I have my body sanded down to about 320, and it's time now to put a wash coat of shellac on the guitar. This is unwaxed shellac cut about 40% with alcohol. I have to be real careful around my rosette because it's rosewood and it will bleed, so I'm going to do something a little bit different when I get to that area. Around my rosette, I'm just going to use some spray shellac. The last thing that I need to do before I can actually take the instrument out and start the finishing on it is to go ahead and locate the bridge position and drill my bridge pin holes all the way through the top so that after the guitar is finished, I'll be able to glue it right on and know exactly where it's supposed to go. Since I'm going to be drilling holes all the way through the guitar, through the bridge plate, I want to put a sacrificial board on the inside to help minimize any chip out. So I've just got a little piece of pine here that I've cut down to fit over the bridge plate, a little piece of double stick tape. Just going to slide. And to help hold it in place while I'm drilling down in through it, I'm going to put a little piece of foam, kind of wedge it up against that bridge plate. Now I have center lines marked at my nut position and at the end of the fingerboard and down here at the bottom of the guitar. And I know that my saddle position is going to be approximately 11 and 13/32 from my 14th inch fret, or my 14th fret rather. This is just a little positioning template that I've made. It's printed to scale. I'm just going to line up my frets, marks here, and then my center line. And I have a center line marked on my bridge right here. But to make sure that I've gotten a good spacing between the strings or the fingerboard to where the bridge is located, I'm just simply going to place a couple of rulers on either side and see where the holes of my paper line up. And as you can see, I'm off a little bit right there. So I'm simply going to adjust this by sliding this paper over until I get those bridge pin holes centered between these two rulers, which are mirroring the taper of the fingerboard, which of course is also going to be mirroring the taper of the strings down the neck. So I've got my bridge located the proper distance down onto the body, which is approximately 11 and 13/32 from the center of the 14th fret. The bridge is ready. It's arched to match the bottom with my center line on the paper and the holes through the template. All right, that looks good there. I'm just going to take a couple of bridge clamps. Okay. Now I can remove the neck and take it over to the drill press and drill out those holes all the way through the body. Just go ahead and index that in there. Got the holes drilled through the bridge, through the top and into the bridge plate, so now I can go ahead and unclamp this bridge. Alright, there's my bridge position located, so when I have the guitar finished and I peel off the masking tape that I'm going to put on here to mask where the bridge is going to be, then I'll be all ready to simply glue my bridge on. Now that I have the bridge pinholes marked and drilled all the way through the top, I want to go ahead and mask off the bridge location so that I can do the finishing process. I don't want finish to be underneath the bridge because I want to get a wood-to-wood glue joint when I glue the bridge on. I'm just going to mark the location of the front of the bridge with a little piece of soft stick tape here. Okay, now I'm going to take this off for just a second. And I'm going to take a piece of masking tape. And I'm just going to line this piece of masking tape up just a little ways back from the front of my bridge. Right about there is good. While I do that, now I'm going to take a sharp X-Acto knife. And then see how it's set back already, so my front line is already where I need to be. Now I'm just going to trace the outline of the bridge. And I'm just going to slide it forward just a little bit and mark that line. Okay, so there's an offset in of my bridge shape. Now I just need to go ahead and just remove the tape from the outside. I'm not going to use any pressure at all. I'm just going to touch the tape and drag it on across. And that should be enough just to score the tape and not get through the top. And I'm just going to continue all the way on around. Okay. Now the last thing I want to do is just go ahead and just a little strip and cover those two holes. Now, well, both necks have been sanded down and a wash coat of shellac applied to them. Next thing I need to do is mask off the fingerboard front and back, and then apply one last wash coat of shellac to kind of seal the masking tape around the edges. So I've got the fingerboard and the frets masked off, and then the joint here in the bottom too. Well, I have both bodies and both necks ready for the spray room. The bodies have been sanded down and I have a wash coat of shellac applied to them. And I've got them on their hanger that I'll use when I go out into the spray room. Then next I have the fingerboards masked off and the tenon masked off as well. Also a wash coat of shellac on the back. So everything's ready for the spray room. Well, that concludes this video journal on preparing the ambrosia maple builds for the spray room. Now, I'm fortunate to live on the Gulf Coast. However, the humidity level here is high most all the time. We've had a very hot summer and a very humid summer, and it's still hot and humid today. So it's going to be a while before I have the right temperature conditions to be able to go out and spray. I have to wait for low humidity days to do that. That'll be coming up in the next couple of months. So the ambrosia maple builds will not be featured on video for a while until I get the opportunity to spray them. And then once they're sprayed, they have to sit for about a month before I can buff them out and assemble them. So it's going to be a little while before I get to see how that new bracing pattern is going to work out. So hang with me. In the meantime, I will be starting some other builds, and I'll post them as I get them going. If you'd like to support the channel by buying me a coffee, there's a link down below, and thank you all so much for those of you who have. Thank you all so much for watching.